Power is something that unfolds across your lifetime. It grows each time you choose presence over fear and curiosity over certainty. Welcome to The Authentic Creative, where we expand our capacity to feel good one deep breath, one bold choice, and maybe a little bit of magic at a time. I'm Siri Baruch Thornton, healer, creative, and lifelong explorer of all things energy, self-expression, and joy. With over 26 years of experience in Reiki, Akashic Records, and transformational breathwork, I've learned that feeling good is not a luxury, it's a practice. And sometimes it's a little messy. This podcast is here to help you trust your intuition, break the rules, the ones that need breaking, and live more fully in your gifts. So give yourself a deep breath, get cozy, and let's dive in. Welcome back. I am so glad you are here. This is episode 3 in our 12-part devotional Embodied Companion to the Artist's Way. If you are arriving here for the first time, I gently encourage you to begin with episode 1. These chapters build in a way that helps the nervous system and creative self open gradually and safely. Today, we are moving into chapter 3, which explores recovering a sense of power. Together today, we are going to explore how power is often misunderstood, how it gets quietly given away, and how creativity helps us remember that choice lives inside us more often than we realize. We will move through a reflection on creative power and agency. We will move through a breath work and visualization designed to help you reconnect with your inner authority and creative voice. And we will close by grounding how you can continue walking through this devotional series with support and steadiness. You do not need to feel powerful to be here. You are allowed to feel uncertain, tired, tender, or in transition. Power often begins quietly. Let us begin. There is a moment before you ask permission, when something inside you already knows, before you weigh the outcome, before you measure the risk, before you imagine how you will be received. There is a spark, a quiet yes, that rises before doubt learns how to speak. Power does not arrive as control. It arrives as choice. Choice to listen, choice to respond, choice to begin again. You may have learned that power belonged to someone else, someone louder, someone older, someone more certain. But power has never lived in volume. It lives in attention. It lives in the moment you decide to stay with yourself. It lives in presence. It lives in being here, now, belonging to yourself. Today, you are allowed to remember the part of you that never stopped knowing you had a say in your own becoming. Recovering a sense of power. Chapter 3 invites us to recover a sense of power. Power is a complicated word for so many of us. Power has often been modeled as control, dominance, perfection, or certainty. Many people have experienced power being used in ways that felt overwhelming, dismissive, or unsafe. Because of that, many sensitive, creative, and intuitive people learn to distance themselves from the idea of power altogether. We learn to associate power with hardness instead of presence. Creative power is something entirely different. Creative power is the ability to respond to your life from inside yourself rather than reacting from fear, conditioning, or old patterns. This chapter explores how we sometimes begin seeing ourselves as stuck, blocked, or limited by outside forces. Sometimes those outside forces are very real. Sometimes, over time, those experiences become internalized as stories about what we are allowed to attempt, create, or desire. Creative recovery invites us to notice where we might be quietly handing over our authority. It might sound like, I can't begin until I know it will work. I can't speak until I am certain I will be understood. I can't create unless I know I will be good enough. Power often returns through small moments of choice. Choice to begin imperfectly. Choice to follow curiosity instead of certainty. Choice to stay present instead of shutting down. One of the realizations that has continued unfolding for me over the years is how often power lives in micro decisions rather than dramatic turning points. Power lives in telling the truth kindly. Power lives in resting when everything in our culture says push harder. There have been moments in my life, whether receiving breathwork, facilitating breathwork, facilitating Reiki, receiving Reiki in my marriage as a mother, facilitating 4 women's retreats last year, or even on a guided ceremonial mushroom journey, where I experienced power shifts when ego loosens its grip. Those experiences showed me that power does not come from controlling reality. It comes from being present inside reality. When identity softens, when ego loosens, there can be a remembering that life is moving with us, not against us. And what stayed with me most from these experiences was the realization that power is accessible in ordinary consciousness through presence, breath, creativity, and willingness. Power becomes less about forcing life to cooperate, pushing life to cooperate, and more about listening deeply enough to participate, even if it's a little messy. Creative power sounds like this inside the self. I am allowed to choose. I am allowed to try again. I am allowed to respond to my life creatively. Recovering power does not require becoming someone else. It invites us to trust that the voice inside us deserves space. Today is about noticing where choice already exists and gently stepping toward it. Now we will move into a breathwork and visualization designed to help you reconnect with your inner power and authority. You consider lay down. If it feels comfortable, you may close your eyes. If not, you can soften your gaze, bringing one hand to your heart, bringing one hand to your solar plexus, the space just below your ribs. This is an area often associated with personal power, intuition, and agency. Begin by noticing your breath exactly as it is. Feel your body being supported by the surface beneath you, by gravity, by the simple reality that you are here breathing. Now gently invite a slow inhale through the nose. Allow the breath to expand into your chest and rib cage, and a slow exhale through the mouth. Again, inhale, allowing space to open in the chest and solar plexus. Exhale, allowing tension to soften. As you continue breathing, imagine a small warm light glowing in the center of your chest. With each inhale, this light grows slightly brighter. With each exhale, it spreads gently through your torso. This light represents your inner authority, your capacity to respond to your life. Now imagine yourself standing at a doorway. Behind you are old expectations, fears, and voices that told you who you were allowed to be. You do not need to fight them. You do not need to erase them. You simply acknowledge them as part of your story. In front of you is an open space, unwritten, uncertain, alive with possibility. As you breathe, imagine yourself taking one small step forward into that space. Notice how your body feels as you step. There is no requirement to run. There is only invitation to move at your own pace. If it feels right, silently say to yourself, I am allowed to choose. I am allowed to begin again. I am allowed to trust my voice. And stay here for a few breaths, standing in this open space. When you feel ready, gently bring your awareness back. Feel your hands. Feel the space around you. And when it feels right, open your eyes. Before we close, I want to name what we just experienced together. We explored power as something relational and internal, rather than something we have to force or prove. We reflected on how creative power lives inside small moments of choice. And we practiced reconnecting with your inner authority through breath and visualization. Power is something that unfolds across your lifetime. It grows each time you choose presence over fear and curiosity over certainty. As you continued through this series, I encourage you to keep listening in order. And I invite you again to choose an inspiration partner, someone who can witness your growth and remind you of your voice when it feels quiet. You can listen to each minisode and simply share what resonated. A sentence, a reflection, a moment of courage. And if this work is resonating and you want to be fully supported through it, I offer a private 12-session breathwork journey inspired by these chapters. Each session is a space to embody the themes, deepen safety, identity, and creative power with curated music and guided breathwork. You are welcome to reach out to me directly if you feel curious and want to explore whether this is a fit. I am also hosting the Authentic Creative Breathwork and Reiki by the Sea Women's Retreat, May 3rd to 6th on the Oregon coast. There are currently a few spots remaining. If you feel drawn, email me and we will explore together whether this is aligned for you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for continuing. I will see you in the next episode. Keep expanding your capacity to feel good one breath at a time. Loving you. And if today's conversation stirred something in you, here are a few ways we can go deeper together. So the Authentic Creative Podcast, where you are now, make sure that you're subscribed so you don't miss more conversations like this. And if you loved this one, share it with a friend who needs that. One-on-one work for private Reiki, breathwork, Akashic sessions where we can go right into your unique medicine. You can connect with me. Once again, thank you for being here, for listening, for expanding your capacity to feel good alongside me.
I'm sending you love, and I can't wait to connect again soon. Loving you.